What is mentalizing and how can it help your games? We're going to talk today specifically about mentalization and visualization and how can it help you propel yourself in your games. Welcome to Vanguard Elite, by the way. If you're new to the channel, please go hit that subscribe button. More content will come out. It's going to be very exciting. If you're a returning viewer, I appreciate you coming back, tuning in, and seeing what this episode and this video is really all about and how we can help you hit your goals inside and out of game. Let's get started. So, visualization, what is the direct definition of visualization? And this is really key, guys, as you guys will second. Maybe I should have opened up with this, but there's a reason why he does this before every game, and especially in big decisions, like game fives, game threes, whatever it is. So you always see him closing his eyes. And I just wanted to talk about this real quick. Visualization is simply the formation of a mental image of something. So if you guys don't know, like, a lot of people know that visualization can help you like kind of get your body used to a goal before it even happens. So a lot of things, like there was that runner who broke the 4 minute mile, and the way he did that was he like visualized himself crossing the finish line every single day, and then he broke the 4 minute mile. And people know that story because like after the 4 minute mile was broken, everybody started breaking the 4 minute mile. So that's a pretty cool, interesting little thing that happened after he broke the 4 minute mile. Everyone believed it was possible. So that's a separate topic on beliefs. But now we're talking about just simple, to put it, visualization is forming the mental image of something before you actually do it to get your body kind of used to the fact like this is possible, I can do it. So I remember when I was hitting masters, and I still want to find a better way to do this, but when I was hitting masters, I was definitely like imagining myself hitting masters every single day before actually segmenting out time to meditate and visualize that goal beforehand. I would go outside, I would stand there in the sun meditating, cross my knees, and kind of repeat to myself a mantra like I will hit masters, I will do this, which was probably just compulsive checking and being reassured that my hard work was paying off at the time. But I do think that some good stuff came from that, actually, where it was like, hey, like I can hit masters. This is definitely possible. So I'm glad I did it. I think now I kind of want to find like there is better ways to do it, just kind of like mental prep before a game or just focus up. But this is not about what we can do. This is about what actually worked and how we can help you and what you should listen to actually improve your game. So let's go on to the next part of this kind of discussion, which is who does mentalizing, who does visualization. And I guess before we even get into this, what might be helpful is like, let's help you start practicing mentalization and visualization right now. So like close your eyes with me. Imagine your goal that you have in hand, whether it be graduating college, finishing high school, getting a job you seek, to reaching out to that person that you haven't reached out to yet, anything it might be, and imagine yourself with the detailed images and like details of what goes into a task like that. So you're crossing and you're walking across the stage as you grab that diploma. You shake the professor's hand as he hands you, again, your high school diploma. Like you finish high school and you're high-fiving all your friends and you're handshaking that one professor that really made an impact on you throughout your high school career. We all have one of those, right? That's really good. You want to hit diamond in League of Legends and you want to win your scrim that night. What can we do to help you actually, subconsciously improve that and just kind of give you a little bit of more of a mental advantage to actually calm yourself down for when those moments come, like flashing with Q as Vi and hitting the enemy ADC, or hitting your not a no scope, but hitting that last shot in Valorant or CSGO or whatever it might be, right? You get the picture of actually improving at the game while you're actually hitting these mega milestones in game, right? So that's really important, and I'm really like certain that like that will definitely help you. Let's imagine it together. So like right now, I'm imagining myself tomorrow when I have a tournament to play in. I imagine myself, let me see, I haven't done this in a while, so I'm a little curious. Maybe I'm no expert in visualization. I just know that a lot of pros do it, and it's very, very helpful for hitting your goals. So Let me try with you guys here. What should I mentalize? What should I visualize? I think I visualize myself just dominating the GM ADC I'm going against tomorrow. Grandmaster in League of Legends, that's what that stands for. And I imagine myself just dominating him and like flashing and queuing on Nautilus and being able to tell my team to go rush Dragon. We have we have good tempo. Their home guards, their timers at a base, their respawn times at a base are just short enough for us to get the Dragon, get out, start snowballing an advantage, look for picks in the jungle against the enemy ADC and support as we get vision and priority bot lane. So like you can do this for any game, like in Valorant or whatever it might be. Like I hope that Vanguard Elite, like I want, like let's talk about games in general in a professional tournament, like any big scene you're in, you can definitely mentalize and visualize the goal before it actually is hit, and hopefully that will help your body get used to the goal a little bit as you mentally imagine yourself hitting it and the details of it. So now that we know what visualization is and we actually did it together, let's talk about vivid imaging, and we're going to talk about Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian. This is straight from the source, Perform. I actually have a really cool AI app that helps you track your performance over certain weeks, and it's actually really cool. It's like an AI app. They write a lot of content on these top performers in sports, and they also like talk about business and stuff in general. But like this is definitely where the source is from. It's a pretty good source. And they talked about on this forum, they talked about Michael Phelps, LeBron James, Tom Brady, Serena Williams, Novak Djokovic, all these people who imagine themselves. And I want to kind of talk about specifically the details that Michael Phelps didn't forget to capture, the details Michael Phelps included in his mentalization and vivid imaging, which is the feel of the water and the sounds of the crowd. He would imagine himself, his goggles getting, and I don't recommend you do this right off the bat, right? Because we want to imagine ourselves hitting the goal and how great it feels and whatever and doing that. But he would even take it to an extreme where he would imagine his goggles filling up as he dives into the water and he's swimming like basically blind, and he's like, I'm ready for anything. So like that's what he would imagine. Not that it's going to happen, but just in case, I probably helped him reduce doubt in his head, which I don't necessarily agree with honestly too, because like doubt, like for something like this in Vanguard Elite and helping people with image like compulsive stuff and stuff like that, like a lot of things is like a common sign of compulsions is like banishing all doubt, and like I want to banish all doubt that this can't happen. So you get like very compulsive check about it, and you have to check in constantly every few minutes, like is this gonna happen? So it's a little different for something like this, right? But it's interesting. Anyways, we can get more to that later. I think it is interesting that Michael Phelps did this, and it's also important that like he was able to detail every image of it and able to understand that like these details really are very crucial and important to actually improving. But definitely like when you're imagining something, I think the details of winning are more important than like the negative stuff that can happen if you're kind of compulsive checking and trying to banish all doubt, because it doesn't really make sense to not deal with that uncertainty that can happen, because a lot of what can help you with gaming and compulsions is embracing the uncertainty that you could play now, that this is definitely a possibility that you might be playing games right now and stuff like that. We can talk more about that later, but it's a lot about mental checking and rehearsal. So, boom. Scratch everything, like kind of put in a bubble, in a pocket, what I just said about mental checking. And I wasn't planning to get into that in this video, but like this is really important where, boom, you have the one and only Faker. Faker, the most decorated League of Legends champion of all time, 100%, has two different instances, and many instances where he's meditating and he's definitely trying to imagine this victory beforehand. That's what he's known for. I mean, he's doing this in 2022 versus DRX. Whatever happened there, we know what happened there. Pretty crazy series, but he was meditating then, and then he was meditating now at MSI in Game 5 versus Genji, and he's very consistent about this. You see him doing this all the time in the locker room after a game. He's calming himself down. He's probably imagining things that like are really detailed, that hey, he's the best of all time. He's probably imagining details. I have no clue what he's imagining, but he's knowing like probably every single jungle path that like could be happening or whatever. So, um, pretty impressive that he's able to do this for every game, and I think this would actually help most players if they can follow something like this that's consistent. It's very cool, and I thought this would be cool about like when could we do this? When is a good time for these things to happen? I think at the start of each day is great. That's when I try and do it, and I plan to do it, and I get it done. Is at the beginning of each day. I imagine how the day is going to go and how I imagine as I'm falling asleep, and how I feel. And like before the start of every gaming session would be really good too. I think that could really help you imagining that goal you want to hit, imagining the victory. Like imagine the end goal of hitting Diamond, Master, Challenger, Grandmaster, whatever it might be, in any game, Valorant, the top ranks, and how you feel hitting these goals and the details that go into it. Before game 3s in a tournament setting, before game 5s, like take that second, guys, to breathe, meditate, feel really nice, and just calm yourself down as you know you're going to draft really well. You know you're going to play really well with your team, and you can actually get this stuff done. So I think that's pretty helpful to think about. And yeah, the conclusion, the really finishing things is visualization. Key habits professional gamers definitely use all the time, and are constant habits that they integrate and help them on the day-to-day. It definitely helps. I definitely would think that someone who visualizes the goal and improves their mentality towards actually hitting these goals will, should on if two people are identical and one's visualizing, one's not, one should be able to hit those goals a little better. And even if they both hit the same goal, what's crazy is that one feels like it's normal and they were supposed to hit the goal. Like, and one feels that the goal was bound to happen anyway, and they hit the goal, and then they have more time to move on to the next thing and the next goal, which is pretty cool. And I think that's an awesome thing that can cover with visualization. And let's use them together, Vanguard Elite. Let's go. You guys are the best. Welcome to the channel, by the way, if you're new. I know I said at the beginning, but make sure hit that subscribe. More content's going to be coming out. And good luck in your games. If you're a player of mine or a player of the team, good stuff. Let's go get them this week, and I'll see you guys later.